Hi everyone, I'm here at the Witney RFC for KatieFest, and I'll be speaking with a few people who are going to tell me all about their experience today and the plans for the future and what's going to happen until the next KatieFest in 2026. I hope you enjoy it. Hi everyone, we are here at the 2025 KatieFest organized by Gosford All Blacks and Witney Wolves, and I've got one of my favorites and previous guests of the Neurodiverse Voices podcast with me, and she's I'm embarrassing her already. Hi Leandra.
Hello, Andrea. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Thanks for agreeing to do a short interview today. So today is quite special, and I know you do some work at the SEND Friendly Rugby Sessions every Sunday in Kidlington at Gosford All Blacks. Can you tell us a bit more about that and what has brought you here?
Of course, yeah. So a couple of years ago, Darren from the Gosford All Blacks set up SEND Friendly Rugby Sessions and asked me to just kind of guide him what's needed. And it just grew quite rapidly. And we hold those sessions every Sunday, 10 till 11, every week, term time. And it's just been a fantastic journey. And last year, we held the first KatieFest it was Darren's idea, and it was in honour of one of the coaches from the Witney and Wallingford parents who unfortunately, sadly, lost one of his children. And so we want to grow this community and share this sort of journey with everybody. And so we're continuing it again this year.
Yeah, that sounds great. If people want to find out more, what should they do? So they can follow Centipede because you keep posting about it. Mm-hmm. I do my own posts supporting the rugby, but is there any?
There's Gosford All Blacks, there's Wallingford, there's Witney. We're the local sort of Oxfordshire groups. And there's going to be a tag festival later on in the year. Actually, I think it's next month, to be fair, held by the Wooden Spoon charity. And that will be something similar to today, but on a larger scale.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And how is the atmosphere outside? So we are indoors, but you probably can see a bit in the background. There's a lot going on. And
it started off cloudy and I wondered if it was going to rain and ruin the day, but no, it's warmed up nicely. Everyone's getting on. They've just gone straight to it. All the teams seem to be, in good spirits. And the vibe is good.
Yeah, exactly like last year, which I really find it very family friendly. It's very good. I came for the first time almost knowing no one last year, and I felt like I belonged for the whole day.
I think every year it will evolve and eventually it will be a recognised sort of festival amongst our community. So that will be great.
Yeah, it's good. So if you want to find out more, you know what to do. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. This is Season 3 of the Neurodiverse Voices podcast. Hi everyone, still at KatieFest in Witney, and now I've got Derek with me. He is involved with the Wooden Spoon charity and Oxfordshire Freemasons, and he's going to tell us more about them because I never heard about them before until today, so I'm quite curious to know what you do.
Freemasons or the Wooden Spoon?
Both of them, actually.
Probably more about Wooden Spoon because that's who I'm representing today.
Yes.
But I am an active member of Oxfordshire Freemasonry. I'm fairly new to Wooden Spoon, volunteering with my friend Steve Murphy, who's the new chairman of Oxfordshire. Mm-hmm. And we're looking to raise awareness amongst the local rugby clubs in Oxfordshire of Wooden Spoon and be approachable and contactable with good causes that we can support as a national charity. It is Wooden Spoon looking after disabled children in the rugby world and further afield, but through the rugby family.
Yeah, and that's
on the other side of things. I am a member of the Oxfordshire Freemasons who host the Pantomime Project. Mm-hmm. So once a year we take a matinee performance at the Oxford Playhouse, and we invite children and young adults to come and join us, have a day out in an environment that they don't usually or would usually be invited to or attend. so they can relax. Their parents, carers, brothers, sisters can relax, and we welcome them. Several of the lads dress up as dames and welcome them off the coaches and taxis and look after them when they arrive. Everyone gets fed, presents, hats, ice creams and sorbets at the interval, and get sent home with a Christmas bag, and everyone loves it. And for us, a day out, a day off, supporting these guys is humbling to the extreme.
That sounds amazing.
Fantastic. So
it will happen again around December.
In December, yeah. And we're looking for always looking for schools and clubs that we maybe haven't approached to invite more people to come.
And just to double check, this is for children with special educational needs and disabilities. Yeah,
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. That's
and they're able to relax and do their own thing and enjoy the pantomime, which may not have been an option.
Yeah.
So
because not all environments are safe and appropriate,
or welcoming and understanding.
Yes. That's good. Well, I might take my daughter next year.
Oh, please. Yeah. Keep in touch.
Yeah, that would be great. So, KatieFest, how are you finding today?
Oh, fantastic. Again, another humbling experience to see everybody out there. And the weather's so good to us today as well. But the guys out there are just having a ball, really. Excuse the pun, a rugby ball.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to go outside as well and watch a bit more of the activities.
Yeah. And everybody out there supporting as well. Having nearly as much fun.
Yeah. Which
is great. Really is great. And the inclusivity and the camaraderie that's being built out there is
fantastic. Yeah.
It's great to see. So we're looking to promote this, and also the Tag Fest in Coventry at the end of May, which hopefully most of these guys will go to as well.
Yeah.
Which is a national event.
That sounds great. So if people want to find out more about Wooden Spoon and also the Freemasons, where is there a website? Where can they find out?
For Wooden Spoon is the website. Yeah. Freemasonry, and yes, again, Oxfordshire Freemasonry, there'll be a website for that.
Yeah.
We're always looking for members, but it's much easier to apply, and we are much more open and welcoming than you think. And on that, the money that we raise is only beaten in the UK by the National Lottery.
Wow.
So Freemasonry give to charity just behind the National Lottery. So we're pleased with our efforts, but we do need more recruits. So
good. So if you are looking for volunteering, you know what to do. Derek, thank you very much. It has been a great pleasure meeting you, and thanks for this 5 minutes, and I'll see you around later.
Look forward to it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Season 3 of the Neurodiverse Voices podcast. Hi everyone, still at KatieFest at Witney Wolves, and now I have another one of my previous podcast guests who is also a volunteer at Gosford All Blacks, and she's here to tell me how KatieFest is going today. Hi Rachel.
Hi Andrea, again. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. So how is the day going?
Yeah, it's really lovely and the sun's shining. So yeah, perfect.
How is the atmosphere out there?
Oh, amazing. As it was last year, just so many smiles. And the children, the adults, everybody's just having a great time.
Yeah. Any differences when compared to last year?
I don't know. It feels kind of a bit calmer, maybe because we've done it once before. Everybody's just so happy, and they were just excited to come here. Yeah.
It's as you learn things,
definitely
easier to set up.
Yeah.
I also feel like in here it's a bit smaller.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have this feeling of we are all a bit closer. Together.
Yeah, I definitely feel like it was a bit more spread out last year. It feels like we're easier to kind of connect here. So like you said, every year you kind of learn something new, and how to maybe tweak it for the following year. So yeah.
Good. So in terms of your volunteering and the contact with the children and young people, how is that going overall?
Yeah, still going. Yeah, I'm still coaching the under-7s. I'm still helping Darren with the SEND stuff in the background. And it's really rewarding. It never changes. It's just, it's a good thing to do.
Yeah, that's good. What's next? Any future plans or?
What for the rugby?
Yes.
Well, we do. It's our last session tomorrow of kind of normal rugby, and then we break for the summer. So I'll be going on to under 8s, I think. A bit more training for me. And it's just lovely seeing the same children all the way through. And then today it's been really great just really seeing the SEND children, because I don't always get to kind of be a part of that every Sunday. So doing this today has just been fantastic for me.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And what about Kidlinks? Any
Kidlinks? Still going the same. We started our SEND group yesterday after a break for Easter. So that was really lovely to see some of our regular families back, and hopefully we'll keep growing those numbers with that as well, keep spreading the word that we're there, and we're hoping to get some talkers in as well, some speakers, so we'll kind of let you know as and when we get some dates for people to come in and do some talks for us.
Yeah, that's really exciting. And I also know there is a new parent support group as well.
Yeah, so we set up a WhatsApp group for that SEND group. So I did it with one of the parents. She kind of took ownership of it, and she invited all the parents to join a WhatsApp group. So for periods like over Easter where we don't run the session, they were then able to meet up at the park and do stuff together. Because, I mean, as the mum said to me, she said, I want to, I've got friends, but I want to be able to meet up with people that really understand and kind of get that our children don't go through the same developmental milestones, for example. For them to have that extra support, I think, is a really lovely addition to SEND Squirrels.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm very, very pleased to hear that it's still going well. And I'm sure you'll continue doing amazing things.
Hopefully.
Great. Anything else you would like to tell us? Any other news?
Not really. I mean, this is so nice just to have the sun and have this event happening again. I think we're all just looking forward to some nice weather, being outside and just doing as much of this as we can with the children. And as you know, with Kidlinks and with the rugby, we'll have a break from the rugby, but we'll be back, stronger than ever in September. But I'm sure we'll still be down on that rugby pitch over the summer, just kicking a ball about. Yeah. So we'd always let people know when we're down there, and
that's good. So come along if you can, and we are already looking forward to KatieFest Festival next year, which will be in Wallingford, I heard.
It's moving around.
Yes. Great. Thank you so much, Rachel. Always a pleasure to chat with you. Thank you. This is season 3 of the Neurodiverse Voices podcast. Hi everyone, still at KatieFest at Witney Wolves, and now I have Councillor Nigel Simpson here with me.
Morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Very well indeed, enjoying the sunshine.
Good, we were very lucky with the weather today.
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
So what has brought you to KatieFest, and why are you here today? How are you finding it?
I represent Kidlington, north of Kidlington, and I attended the one last year as well that was held at Gosford All Blacks.
Yep.
And know Darren very, very well, and been very supportive of his cause over the last couple of years, and just in the success it's had on so many children and their families, and wouldn't miss it for the world.
Yeah, that's very impressive. And how is the environment out there? What have you been watching?
It's just a real buzz, so many smiles and that from children and their parents, and that is just such a relaxed atmosphere as well. And it's just, you can feel the energy from everybody on there, and they're coming from far and wide now. It's not just a local initiative; it's expanding outside of the county as well.
Yeah, so. I totally agree with that, and I feel the comparing to last year as well, when I attended, it's visible, and it's amazing to feel this energy. So as a councillor, and I don't know if I can go a bit. Well, I'm not political at all, but. I just want to ask more about your role as a councillor and...
So because I chair education scrutiny at County Hall, and I'm shadow cabinet for education. My wife is a Senko.
Okay.
So I've got a vested interest in this particular subject, and obviously worked a lot with obviously Leandra and everyone as well over the years. Because get a better when I first got on the council, my understanding of special education needs was quite sort of small. But over the last 4 years, engaging with families, different groups, and that, my understanding is better. Still so much more to learn, because you never learn everything. but you need to know a bit about everything, different types of neurodiversity and that sort of thing. So it's such a big topic. And I think most counsellors don't really understand it unless you live it, then you'll understand it. But if you're just reading reports and think, oh yeah, we know, you don't. You need to really live it, to experience it, and then to fully understand it, and to actually engage with different sort of parents and the children to understand what they go through. Because they have to deal with things in a different way. And but it's a case of how can the council support families and the children, and just it doesn't have to be massive amounts of money, but just supporting the voluntary group, because we've got some amazing volunteers in this county. But it's a case of sometimes we haven't got the money just to maybe buy T-shirts, or like in this case, pay for the food today. So it's little bits of investment from the council, but it goes a long, long way. And the results are proven. You look at the data for employment opportunities for the children that have come through the Witney Wolves project and now into adulthood, and now actually their employability is so much higher because they're so much more, their social skills are so much better, their confidence is so much better, their interactions. So that's been delivered through rugby. So it's amazing, the results.
Yeah, the long-term results are great. And I think as a parent of a neurodivergent child, I can only thank you for all your initiatives and for actually being amongst us, because we need more of that.
We do, sure. Yeah. We need, as a council, you need to understand what you're discussing in the chambers, and you're only going to learn that by getting out of the office and going and engaging. So.
Yeah, that's very good. So thank you. Anything else you would like to add?
I think no. What else will I add? But yeah, I think it's just a case of working with the governing bodies as well. And I know Darren works very closely with the RFU, which are very supportive, but we need to be doing more with other governing bodies, because, okay, this is under the rugby umbrella, but it's just activity in general. So it's a case of what are the Football Association doing, the Cricket Board, etc., to all the other governing bodies, what's their policy with regards to inclusion? And because it's a big area, and I think rugby tends to be ahead of the curve. They tend to lead the way. Certainly one of our conversations with the Rugby Football League, RFL sort of thing, they're even further down the line on there with inclusion. So it's a case of there's a lot that we can already learn from existing sort of projects and then roll that out around the country. But again, it's just providing the facilities, and if it's just like the equipment, little things like that, and the rewards, be it through, again, a T-shirt, through my councillor priority fund, I've donated some funds to Gosford All Blacks so they could buy sweatshirts and that. So it's that sense of belonging for the children. Yeah, we're part of a club now, and they wear their shirts with pride. Yeah, so it's
regardless of difference. And I totally agree with that. I would love to have more sports. We're talking about Oxfordshire, but when I think about my daughter, for example, it would actually be good to have more options, and not just sports, but other activities like
definitely
dancing. It's not easy to find. We know there's the local offer website, even swimming. It's one of the things I've been looking for her, but it's either quite expensive because it's private lessons or so. Definitely,
it's removing those barriers.
Yes.
And whether they're financial barriers or just accessibility barriers. It's a case of there's always a way, but sometimes you have to find it. Maybe take a year to find that solution, but a case of keep asking the questions, keep knocking on the right doors, and then eventually it will suddenly fall into place. Oh, I should have done this ages ago.
Yes, and sometimes accessibility is not as difficult or as complicated as we.
No, we sometimes make it complicated.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. So it's finding those easy solutions, and they tend to be very easy solutions at the end of the day, but we always look at it in the hardest possible way rather than the easiest.
Yeah.
So just changing that mindset on there.
Yeah. Great. Thank you so much. It has
been
a pleasure to meet you and to interview you for the Neurodiverse Voices podcast. And I'm sure we will stay in touch.
Yeah, definitely. And I hope to see you at the next event next year.
Yes, I'll be here or wherever it happens within the county. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is season 3 of the Neurodiverse Voices podcast. So, hi everyone. I'm still recording from KatieFest today, and I do have one of the volunteers of the SEND Friendly Rugby Sessions on Sunday at Gosford All Blacks. Her name is Ruth, and she's going to tell me a bit more about it. Hi, Ruth.
Hiya. Okay, so my husband and I volunteer at the SEND Rugby Sessions, and we found out about it one day. I was just chatting to Darren, and he said he was starting it up, and we decided we'd like to help. We have an older son who's 32 this year who has autism. And life was very difficult, like we all know. It was a struggle with him growing up to find things for him to do. And he was really into football and played for a special needs football team, which really was so helpful for him. And our middle son is a rugby player and played for Gosford All Blacks. So it seemed the perfect way to pay back to other people, so we started volunteering.
Yeah, that's great. And how do you find the session? So what does it give you at a personal level? I bet it's very fulfilling to see the children progressing. And I know of some very good success stories that Darren has shared with me before. How does it feel to be part of such a great initiative?
It's really lovely. It's just great to have something for those people. And for me personally, I mean, I'm happy to be with the children and help them, but I'm not a rugby expert, and I'm not particularly fit. So for me, it's more about the whole thing, about the young people and the parents. So I'll be quite often chatting, which I'm not sure the coaches are always happy for, but I feel like I want to give to those parents who are struggling that encouragement and love that I know is really hard to find sometimes. And there are times when it is really a struggle, and I know that personally. So for me, I feel I'm on a bit of a campaign to feed into that as well. So the whole thing, I love being with young people. We have such fun. They're really progressing, making friendships, learning new skills. But for me as well, it's about the parents and supporting them whenever I can. I feel quite passionate about it, really.
And parent to parent, I think we all appreciate that, because it makes us feel less lonely, and that someone might have their own unique experience, but it still helps you seeing things in a more positive way.
Definitely. I think like every scenario is different, and we can't possibly be in that situation completely, but we can understand that the feelings and the loneliness and the heartache that it causes. And I've been talking to people this morning who have just burst into tears and said, look, I'm really struggling, and I know firsthand what that's like. And I said to them, and I'll say it now, I always think that I need to do that for me and for them, because I don't want people to struggle like we struggled, and I think we've really moved on. I know that we have, but I still think there's room for that, and if you've been through that same experience in a slightly different way, then you've got a much better way of being able to help them, because you've lived it. So it's important, really important to me.
Very much. And today is about Katie. How are you finding the day so far? It's still quite early, but what are your views on KatieFest?
I've really enjoyed it. I mean, we got here and then we all joined in together, and that was amazing to have all the rugby clubs together, training together, and also for us, adults and young people, to be all mixed up and enjoying each other's company and really getting the pleasure out of all the things we're doing. I think it's a great thing. I think it's amazing. And I know at lunchtime, because we've come here before as just ours and Witney, and they've sat down to eat together, and even people have said that has made such a difference, to be part of a team that all sit and eat together and chat together and things. It's priceless, really, isn't it? It's just priceless. Yeah,
it's great to see, and I'm very happy to be here again and hear all these really amazing stories. Thank you, Ruth, for the interview, and we'll stay in touch. Thank you.
Thanks.
This is season 3 of the Neurodiverse Voices podcast. Hi everyone, still at KatieFest today at Witney Walls, and with another one of my favorites and previous podcast guests, Darren, who is here to tell me how things developed since last year. Hi, Darren.
Hi, Andrew.
How are you?
Congratulations on the high smooth.
Thank you.
Welcome. We've had a busy year, and we've come back to our end of season KatieFest SEND Festival again. We've increased the number of teams taking part this year. We have Active Oxfordshire here, obviously, that we've spoken about before, that support us a great deal as a local charity setup. and also Wooden Spoon. Oxfordshire is a charity here today as well. So there's just a lot of really good feeling. We've got the sun out. We've got lots of youngsters and young adults playing rugby and enjoying themselves. They've had the barbecue on and everybody's had hot dogs and burgers. So far it's been a really good day.
Yeah, good. So what's next?
What, this afternoon or long-term
Yes,
plans?
this afternoon and
This
also
afternoon?
long-term plans.
Well, we have much more tag rugby. We have small mini obstacle courses. As we get to the end of the day, we will probably get everybody together for medals and congratulations. I think somebody has planned a conga, so we'll see. We'll see how that goes as well. So yeah, it's going to be good fun. Longer term, we're going to try and speak to as many people as we can and continue to drive the impact of what being inclusive and providing a SEND provision and rugby can actually do. John Peel, when he was speaking earlier on today, was the founder of Wallingford Wolves, made the most important point I think anybody has had, that being able to provide this today, everybody sees it as extraordinary. Our long-term vision is that we want to change that so it's not seen as extraordinary. We want it to become the norm that clubs should have a SEND provision, that these events happening just the same way they do for children every other Sunday become a normal, that nobody thinks it's an extraordinary thing. Yeah, it should be a standard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
great. And last year, we think one of the plans was to expand SEND Friendly Rugby to other parts of the country, not just the county. And I know that we now have Wooden Spoon supporting, and they are national. So where did we go? How far did we go with that expansion?
Well, we had the expansion of another club. So we now have 4 clubs in Oxfordshire that offer SEND provision. Banbury set up almost a year ago. 11th of May is their birthday, their anniversary this year. So I think it's the 11th. So congratulations to Banbury for that. Where do we go from here? It's just getting more people aware of what we do, the difference it makes. Spend a day at this type of event. And it's very easy to decide to get involved because you can start to see the difference it makes. And it's not just that small difference on an hourly basis. It's the long-term impact as well. We have data now through Witney with their players in their 20s that, their players have an employment rate of 50%.
That's fantastic.
The English average is somewhere around about 22% for disabled people. So are we going to put that all down to rugby? Of course not. But the life lessons, the increased confidence, the ability to socialize and make friends, it all has a big long-term impact. And I think it's those lifelong lessons and that support, not just for the players, but also for the parents, that gives them a support network. Obviously, as you've seen yourself with Gosford, with the way the parents now have that hour to be able to have a conversation and talk to each other as the kids play as well. So it does make a big difference. It's a bit like dropping a stone in a pond. It doesn't feel like you've done very much, but those ripples just seem to really just keep
have an effect.
Going out further and further. Yeah.
That's great. Well, keep up with the good work, and I hope to be back next year. Wherever it's going to be.
I already have it on good authority that Wallingford Wolves are looking to plan it for next year.
Okay, that's good.
Which would be great because obviously it's named after Katie Peel, who was a Wallingford Wolves founding player. So that'll, as always, this event is always quite emotional for us, having set it up last year. So next year certainly will be another emotional day, but a great day of fun for everybody.
Yeah, I'll be happy because it's closer to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get to. Yeah. Great. Thank you so much, Darren.
You're more than welcome. Thank you.
Stay in touch as always.
As always, all the best. Thank you. Bye-bye.